Warm up here. Just maybe roll our shoulders a little bit. Just a little warm up to get started. Roll our shoulders back. Maybe do some elephant trunk swishes side to side. Start to breathe deeply. Practice and do some head tilts. Just rotate side to side. Begin to wake up the neck. Head tilts up and down. Just get a little gentle motion in our head and neck and shoulder muscles. And tilts ear to shoulder. A little gentle stretch in the sides of the neck. You can bend over, kind of leading with the chin. Get a little stretch in the lower back. Hang there for a second. And slowly come up, bending the knees and stretching the lower back. Stacking the vertebrae. Getting a little, do that one more time. Chin being the last thing to come up. And we can raise the leg, rotate the foot, rotate the hands, the wrists. A little balance going on. Switch legs. Switch directions with the hands. Shake that all out. Maybe do a little Gong. Shake, waking up all the muscles and tendons and ligaments and joints and organs in our body. Okay. All right, let's begin opening up the spine. We can raise our arms up. Begin a nice gentle rotation side to side. Starting to clear our mind and into the present. Breathing deeply. Use our mind to focus on the spine. Think about opening up each of those vertebrae, giving a little more space in there, a little more room, allowing our energy to flow up and down our spine. Glancing over our shoulder to get a little additional rotation, a little additional stretch in the neck, shoulders and back. Breathing energy into the spine, bringing in good positive chi. Lower our hands to hip level. Imagine our dantian, our lower abdomen is leading this motion, bringing our hips into play and our legs, allowing the torso and the arms and the hands to follow. Just gently dragging our fingertips across the surface in the warm water. Imagining the ripples coming out from the trail of our fingertips. Smiling at nature all around us. enjoying its beauty and its strength and its power. Thank you. Make our feet move in the walk. A little more energetic exercise here, allowing our core to, again, lead this motion. And loose arms and hands, just allowing those arms to follow the motion of the torso and shoulders, enlivening lower abdomen and lower back, bringing good chi and energy to those areas, breathing into those areas. And bring the breathing hand up to the chest and enliven the heart center and the lungs. Bring the hand up to the shoulder and the neck. Enliven the neck muscles, wake up the shoulder, bringing good healing energy, positive energy to those areas. Getting rid of any kinks or stuck energy. Back to the chest. Again, lower abdomen. Unwind, come back to center. Get back into position here. Get back into our stance and take a few deep breaths and notice how your body feels. If there's any areas of tingling or heat, think about any areas that are stuck. Tightness. All right, we'll shake that out. And let's begin waking the dantian. At our belly, livening the organs, our lower abdomen, bringing energy there, breathing into it. Around to the lower back, livening the lower back up and down. Hands around, slap our hips. Slap down, behind the knees, come down behind the knees. Front of the knees, 3 Mile Point. Feel the legs and come down the insides of our legs. The inside and up the outsides of our legs. 3 times. Back to our hips. Come up and work on one elbow. Bring good energy, healing energy into that elbow. I'm doing some painting jobs, so I've got a little soreness. I'm going to spend a little extra time bringing good healing energy there. Come up and work on the shoulder. Tapping, enlivening the joints and the muscles and the tendons and the ligaments and blood vessels. Come over, work on the other elbow, inside, outside. Be as vigorous or as light as you are comfortable with. It can be a gentle tap or a real slap. Work on that shoulder. Okay, we can, on this side, we're just gonna work down one side, back up, down the inside of an arm, up the outside of an arm. Repeat that 3 times, enlivening our whole sides, our whole arm. Come around and repeat that on the other side. Good. We can wrap on the chest a little bit. Take a couple of breaths here. Inhaling deeply, enlivening the lungs. Take one more deep breath and hold it. Tap a little harder and exhale. Shake that out. Okay, we can work on our immune system. We're going to slap the inner and outer gates, a little area, a few inches below the wrist. So we're going to just tap the back of one hand onto the front of the other. Breathing deeply, sending good energy into our immune systems. I know we've got, at least down here, we're starting to get some pollen come in, and we've got some allergies. Let's hope this helps our immune systems deal with pollen season. You can switch sides. All right, shake that out. Let's just do a little more enlivening here. Let's move into pump. Let's just do a little pump. So we're just gonna begin by swinging our arms and hands up, just gently at first. Breathing deeply. You can make this a little more vigorous. You can come up on your toes, watch your balance. Make it a little bigger movement. You can bring your heels down onto the floor and make this a bone building exercise. If you're up for it, again, take care of your balance. Breathing deeply. bringing in, charging up that chi, bringing good chi and energy into the dantian, and getting rid of any stuck energy as we exhale. All right, bring that back to center. Now let's do a little bit of a breathing exercise. We're going to, we can call this an opening exercise. We can call this a closing exercise. It can also called bringing down the heavens. So what we're going to do is just extend the arms out, breathe in, arms up above our head, and then exhale, coming down the center line. I'm just going to do this a few times. Inhale, coming up. Exhale, coming down. You can even sink your weight a little bit when your hands get about shoulder height. Do one more. Good, deep breath in. And exhale, smoothing that chi, that energy we've built up throughout our whole body and systems. Come back to center. Let's take a little slightly wider stance. Not too wide, but slightly wider stance. We'll move into cloud hands. I'm going to sweep one hand up to about the level of the ear and just bring that across, sliding the weight, your weight off to one side. Replace hands, bringing my right hand up and following that hand's path, the gaze of your eyes as it moves to side. Getting a little extension in our waist and hips and legs. Getting a little stretch in our legs here. Try to coordinate your breath. And go at a pace that suits you. This can be a fast pace or slow pace, whatever you're feeling like. But clear the mind. Breathe deeply. Imagine your hands gently moving clouds from side to side. Someone mentioned the beautiful sunlight we've been having. I saw some beautiful white puffy clouds the other day, and I thought of cloud hands. Clearing the mind, being aware, noticing the body. Notice any areas that have tightness or tension or are a little sticky. Send your energy to those areas. We'll do one more on each side. Come back to center. Now we'll do another lateral movement. We're going to move into prayer wheel. So we're going to extend one leg. I'm extending my left leg. Have most of my weight on my back leg. My back knee is bent. I'm going to raise my hands up to about shoulder level. We're just going to bring that up, hands about 6 inches apart. We're going to bring those hands up and back toward the chest, and we're going to go down and forward, and shifting our weight to our forward leg, extending out and coming up and around, back and around and down. Just making a circle, making a prayer wheel. We're going to exhale on the extension. Inhale, coming back. Again, working on our balance here. Find a footing where you have good control of your balance. Try to match the breath to the motion. And again, make accommodations. If you've got stiffness or soreness somewhere in your feet, ankles, legs, or in your shoulders, you can make this a small motion or a large motion if you feel up to it. Whatever works. We'll do one more circle on this side. And come back to center. And we'll switch sides. I'm going to extend my right leg, get my left leg back, hands up. Do the prayer wheel off to my right side. Breathing deeply. We'll do one more circle on this side. We come back to center. Shake that out. Do one more side to side movement, pushing the grass. I'm going to put my left leg out. I'm going to raise my hands and arms up in front of me. And just imagine you're separating tall reeds of grass as we come back. So extend, shift the weight forward, raise the arms up, move the grass aside as we come back and down. Inhale, inhale, and exhale. Get good extension in the shoulders, opening up the chest. Do 2 more on this side. Last one. Back to center. We'll repeat that on the other side. Extend, open up the chest, back and down. Breathing energy into the arms and shoulders and chest. Getting a good wide extension, opening up the chest, pinching those your upper back to get good open chest. Getting some good engaged in the legs. Again, working on our balance. Do 2 more on this side. Come back to center. We can shake that out. Now let's move into our earth, our wood element routine for spring. And again, these are these exercises are good for our liver and gallbladder, and they represent a lot of them are representative of the growth of a tree. You know, the tree's roots sinking deep into the earth, into the powerful energy of the earth, and allowing growth up into the sky. So we'll begin with lateral stretches. We're just going to bring one arm up to the side, pointing up to the sky, and imagine your hand or your wrist is being pulled up to the sky, and simultaneously your other arms pointing down to the earth, like roots sinking down into the earth. Let's get a good stretch on this side. We're just going to hold that for a breath or two. And then switch. I'm going to rotate the arms. My left arm up, right arm down. Left arm reaching for the sky, and right arm sinking deep roots down into the earth. Getting a good stretch off on my left side. Hold that for a breath or two. And then transition into a more continuous movement. We're just going to switch from side to side in a continuous fashion. Get a good stretch and rotate back to the other side. Nice, even, gentle motion. Getting good extension. Good side to side stretch. Breathing deeply. Breathing in good positive chi. Exhaling any negative or excess or unwanted chi. Enlivening our sides. Really some good stretch in our side muscles. Some good movement in our vertebrae, side to side movement in our vertebrae. I can feel my hips. Do one more extension on each side. 1, 2. And I'm going to raise both arms up. Just bring the hands facing down the center line. Just smoothing out all that chi we've been working with. Calming our bodies and our minds. Good. Going to move into some horse stance, this kind of pulsing between embrace the tree and the horse stance. So take a good wide stance, make an arch with your legs. You don't want your knees locked up to make a triangle. You want your knees bent a little bit to make a little bit of an arch there in your legs. As wide as is comfortable for you. I'm just going to take a deep breath. Inhale deeply. And on the exhale, raise your arms up into embrace the tree, as if you're holding a nice, large tree, envisioning the tree's strong roots sinking down into the earth, bringing up that water and energy and nutrients to allow growth, this year's growth. Take a couple of nice, deep, clean, clear breaths, holding this position. And on your next exhale, extend your arms out to the sides into another version of horse stance here. Take a couple of breaths here. Make adjustments with your feet and ankles and legs and balance of your body to try and do this with the least amount of effort. Try and relax the face, shoulders. Then we'll begin to pulse. We'll come back in to embrace the tree for a breath. And back out to the horse stance, to the T for a breath. Back to embrace the tree. We'll do one more pulse here. We can lower our hands and stand up. Walk our feet back in. Shake that out. Good. We'll do our deer frolics. Start with the male deer. Start with our regular stance, feet shoulder width apart. We're going to form hoofs with our hands. Just fingertips pointing down. I'm going to swing my arms out to the right, stepping forward with my left foot. Most of my weight's on my back knee is bent. I'm going to make deer antlers, so I'm out to the side here. Bring the antlers up above, shift the weight forward. Keep my right arm up, bend my left arm down, and corkscrew around to the left, gazing back at my right heel. Hold that for a breath. And begin to uncorkscrew, raise the other antler, shift the weight back, bring the arms down, reforming our hoofs, stepping back into our starting position. We'll do that on the right side. Swing our arms off to the left, stepping forward with the right, forming our antlers, up and over, keep one arm up, shift the weight forward, bending that forward knee, bring our other antler down, elbow to the hip, and gaze back at the left ankle, left heel. Bring it back up, over the head, shift the weight back, bring the hands back down and around, reform our hoofs, come back to the position. Again, left side. Try to breathe deeply. One more to the right side. And one more male deer movement on each side. Getting a good rotation in our back, a good extension. This is also good stretches for the legs. Last one off to the right. Imagining the grace and beauty of the deer. Okay, we'll move into the female deer movements. Just gonna start with our hoofs again. Make female deer antlers, little nubbins. Bring it up to the level of the ears. We're gonna step left foot forward and have 90% of your weight back on your right, on my right foot. We're just gonna rotate forward, shifting the weight forward, bending the forward leg and reaching down, putting my right hand on my hip, reaching down with my left hand, shifting the weight back, bending the back knee, getting a good extension in the front facing leg, big stretch in the hamstring here. Hold that and breathe for a second. Big stretch in the lower back too. Then shift the weight forward, reform our antlers, come up to our head, shift the weight back, step back, and lower our antlers, reforming hoofs. Do that one more time. We'll do that one time on the other side. So antlers come up, right foot forward, shift forward, left hand coming down to the hip, right hand coming down to the foot, shift the weight back knee is bent, front right leg is straight, big stretch in the hamstring, stretch in the lower back, breathe deeply. Shift the weight back forward, raising the antlers. Shift the weight back. Stepping back, lowering our antlers and reforming hoofs. Good. You can shake that out. Get a good stretch in there. Okay, we're moving into cross arm flow. So back, our regular stance. We're just gonna scoop down a little bit, cross the arms in front, uncross the arms, bring our hands down. So breathing in as we scoop and cross our arms, exhaling, hands and weight sinking down. We'll just get into a rhythm here. Breathing in good earth energy. Exhaling any negative or unwanted energy. After this motion, on the next motion, we're going to bring our hands up the center, and we're going to, when we're up at the top, we're going to shift over to one side, lower our hands off to that side. So I'm moving over to my left, lowering off to the left. Coming back to center, coming up to the center, shifting over to the right, lowering my hands off to the right. We'll do this for a few motions. Exhaling, coming down. Inhaling, coming up. Getting into a nice rhythm. Getting into the flow. Imagining peace and vitality. Generosity of spirit. Positive energy. Smiles. And someday, hugs. One more sequence side to side, and we'll finish up with a couple just in the center the way we started. Last one off to the side. And just in the middle here. Equalizing that energy throughout our whole wonderful bodies. Allowing us to breathe deeply throughout our day and our week. Remembering to pay attention to our bodies. Use our mind to clear any areas that need attention. Last one. Just come back to center. Come back into position. Take a couple of deep, clean, clearing breaths and notice how your body feels. Good. Let's move into wise owl turns its head to eliminate fatigue. And again, this is a good one if you've been doing a lot of desk time or laptop time or iPad time. Just going to begin in our stance. We're going to open up our arms as if they're the wings of an owl. We're going to turn off to one side, gazing over our shoulder. Getting a good rotation in our spine, pinching the back, your shoulders back, open up the chest, getting some good relief in the shoulder and neck muscles. Then we'll come back to the center and repeat that motion off to the other side. I'm inhaling as I turn and exhaling, coming back to center. Let's try to find a rhythm here that works. Just getting a good rotation, a good stretch of the neck and shoulders and back and arms. Just enlivening that back, just giving a good stretch to those muscles, good rotation to the vertebrae. Imagining that owl rotating its head. Breathing deeply. Do one more on each side. Back to center, shake that out. Good stretch in your arms and shoulders and elbows. Okay, another one. This is good for the lower back and upper thighs. We're gonna bending over and wagging the tail to calm heart fire. So we're gonna start with our hands on our hips. We're gonna shift our weight to one side, look over to one side and lower, bending at the waist, lower our torso, rotate out front, over to the other side, and lift the torso up, looking off to my left now. So exhaling down and across, inhaling up, getting a good stretch and rotation in the waist, hips, lower back. Again, try to get into a rhythm and a motion that works for you. Enlivening that lower back, our hips, our legs. Getting a good stretch there. Breathing into the hips and the waist. Imagining good, powerful, positive chi, enlivening those joints and muscles, tendons and ligaments. We'll do one more on each side. Come back to center. Bring the legs a little closer together. Shake that out. I think we can we're going to move into swimming dragon. Now that we've loosened up the upper back and upper shoulders and our lower back, legs. Bring our hands up into a prayer position, the center of the chest, heart level. Take a couple of deep breaths. Just allow that head of that dragon to just lead you back and forth. Imagine a powerful dragon swimming through the river. Just allow that dragon to go wherever you'd like. You can make small movements. You can go high. You can go low. Just breathe deeply. Enjoy the motion and the movements of our marvelous bodies. Our legs, our arms, our torso, feet and ankles. Just exploring that river. Calming the mind. And gradually make your way back to center. Good. All right. Let's do a couple of big circles. We'll just do a few before we finish up. Maybe take a slightly wider stance. We're gonna bring one arm out to the side, palm facing down. We're just gonna lower that hand, bring it across, shift the weight over, bring it up the other side, over the top, over the center, shift the weight over. Just make a big circle with that one arm. Breathing into it. We'll just do a few in each direction here before we finish up. Just getting a good extension, good stretch of the legs, the arms, the sides, the arms, the shoulder. Breathing deeply. We'll do one last one in this direction, then we'll switch directions. Lower that arm, raise the other arm, and come back in the other direction. Breathing deeply, imagining the circle of the seasons, winter shifting into spring, the summer, the fall, back to winter. Do one more circle. Step the legs a little closer together. I'm going to finish with centering. Just going to bring that arm up, come down the center line, enjoying the energy and vitality we've been working with this morning, just smoothing that energy, allowing it to go where it needs to. Remembering we can do any of these exercises anytime we need them, throughout the day, or the week, the morning, the afternoon, on a Monday. Remembering to breathe deeply, treat each other with compassion, and trust and kindness and generosity, appreciating all of those around us, or nature all around us. Do one more on each side. Centering that energy. We could place our hands over the dantian, right hand over left, representing yang energy, left hand over right, yin energy. Standing in bamboo in the wind. Just allow your beautiful, wonderful body to rock and sway wherever it wants to go. Enjoying the strength and resiliency of the bamboo grass. Being able to bend in extreme typhoon winds. I hope none of us have to experience those in the coming week or weeks. But remember that you have the energy to withstand the winds, however they may blow.